talking over some of them.
No, it's all right. For the most part, it's loud enough.
All right.
We're gonna rock and roll.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the finals of Infinity Gaming's B Team Open. I'm Infinity Gaming's Morse.
And I'm Infinity Gaming's Shadow.
And we have GSL, of course, is the start map for our finals here. We do have a Warlord who's weighing in at like so many pounds and has a reach of this many. And we have hydropp. Hydropp with a lucky break towards the end. We found out that the gentleman that knocked him out was actually a Smurf. And by his disqualification, hydropp, a silver player, has made it all the way to the finals. And personally, watching his gameplay this evening, I don't think he belongs in silver. But then again, I don't think I belong in silver either, so maybe I'm just biased.
Yeah, I don't think I belong in, like, wood. I actually think I belong in, like, silver or gold, but it's Blizzard for you. It's any MMR system. You're always going to get stuck with the trolls. Unless you're somebody like Idra, then you make it to that level, and then you just kind of troll people with your rage.
We are going to get a nice scout here. Oh, wrong button. Wrong hotkeys. There we go. Keyboard
Nice
fail.
Scout. Yeah, nice scout while he's doing that. Nice scout by Warlord right into the main base of hydropp. And hydropp actually scouting the wrong position first with his initial Overlord. Getting the second Overlord going the correct direction, though. So hopefully he will notice that there's nothing in that top left side, and he scouted pretty late. I actually like this from Warlord. He's doing a Forge Fast Expand all the way down at his natural. But I just want to say this main is super huge, and it's one of those rare maps that you actually see a super huge main base. Allows you to fit all of your production buildings in it without having to build out your natural if you don't have to.
That's something that always frustrates me personally on some maps, where just like the main base is so small. If you don't SimCity just right,
yeah, then you're like,
you run
I
out
gotta
of
build this at the natural, then I gotta build X, Y, and Z over at the third or fourth, and it's just a hassle. But then also, if you don't SimCity correctly here on this giant map, you can wind up making it to where some of your units get actually stuck behind the building that produced them.
oh, I know that story all too well.
Yes. And we actually see a spawning pool being dumped down way after the hatchery was dumped down, but it's a safe bet right now because this map is so ginormous that by the time any pressure whatsoever comes out from Warlord, you know, hydropp would have already had a couple of lanes out to help prevent that harassment. So this is looking to be hopefully a nice, I'm not gonna say, 30-40 minute game, but 25-30 minutes maybe, if the players decide to play defensively and just want to build up their armies before going for it.
We do have Queen en route, as well as 6 additional Zerglings. So hydropp getting a nice unit base. Meanwhile, the expansion about halfway done for Warlord. Got some pretty standard, pretty slow opening.
Yeah, again, it's nothing we can actually do at this point other than just speculate. I'm actually surprised to see that the Zealot's not actually attacking the supply depot, but I guess he's using it as an extra building to help wall himself in. Because the Zerg do like to have that nice big concave, and there's really almost nothing that he'd be able to put down there where that neutral supply depot is, other than a second pylon. Or a third pylon, rather. And I don't think he actually wants to do that.
6 lings are going to push the front. No, just chilling.
I think they're just there to see if anything actually decides to push out, and see maybe if they can scout anything else being built up at the top of this ramp. Because he does know that the cannon's there. He got one of his lings killed by a cannon, so he knows that there's a defensive structure there. Just doesn't know if there's anything behind it that's easily scoutable. And while we're saying this, he does have an overlord in the main base to see exactly what's going on, and he will lose that overlord to a stalker. So no early aggression coming out from either player, but we do see a Baneling Nest just finishing up now for hydropp. And I'm interested to see what he actually does with this. We see 4 Banelings morphing in at the forefront, at the front base of Warlord. And other than the 2 Zealots, there's nothing else to hold off with the photon cannon.
That photon cannon is tucked away. It's not going to take any damage from the Banelings. Banelings are going to have to, basically cheat in order to really get to those.
Yeah, what's going to have to happen is the Lings are probably going to have to go in first and either go for that pylon on the left or go for the neutral supply depot, force the Zealots out of position, if they weren't on hold position, that is, and then roll in, go on top of that photon cannon with those Banelings, and force most of the structures to die. But, I don't know, it's a nice contain he has going on, though, where Warlord actually can't get out of his base without being attacked by
Here we go. Going for the Forge. Does not get it.
He wastes a ton of Banelings to do so, but he also does make a nice opening for all of his Lings. His Lings get a nice round on all those Zealots, and will manage to kill both of them. It looks like he's going to go straight for the Photon Cannon now. That's probably not the smartest choice. Could have actually gotten the Forge down with those Lings. But just, I guess, bad attack position on those Lings. They do actually get a run by from that Stalker. Going for that Photon Cannon again, will manage to take it down. And can still... He could have actually, again, gone for the Forge and taken it down. He leaves
12,
2 Lings
8.
attacking it.
Oh!
Left.
2 more attacks. He's going for it.
He's going for it.
And the Forge is down!
No more one, and his second Forge is dropped right behind that. This is just turning it to be a nice game for harassment. Not even harassment, just complete abuse on both sides. The Stalker, the Zealots, they've all taken damage on their actual health, aside from just one Zealot. He just took some shield damage, but it was actually a nice chunk of economic damage done by hydropp there, forcing the cannon to die, forcing a ton of units to die, as well as the Forge and a pylon. Really, for Lings and a couple of Banelings, you can't really argue with that. In the meantime, however, we don't really have a follow-up other than just more Lings and Banelings, though, from hydropp, which, if Warlord does decide to mix in a couple of sentries, he can actually get a pretty good force field shield around his units, to where the Stalker and the couple of sentries can go ahead and just kill all the Lings before they ever have a chance to reach anything.
hydropp really missing a lot of his injects there on his natural.
Yeah, his Queen's actually sitting there with almost 160 energy. I think, as I said, he's more focused on just building Lings and Banelings. Which I don't necessarily disagree with, but I don't agree with either. It's one of those catch-22s like, alright, I need something to defend, but I also need something to attack with. But those injects would actually help him more than anything else at this point. See, like, 2 proxy pylons placed down in front of his base, and the Baneling just detonating on those Zealots and really doing nothing. Zealots just kind of eat it like it's candy. And it looks like hydropp now is going to lose this first game out of this, what, best of 3?
It is. It's going to be a best of 3. And hydropp going to have to pull some magic out of his ass. So I don't think he's got anything up there.
I don't think so either. In fact, he actually built 2 Baneling nests, which I think that was a complete misclick. He had one in his natural and one in his main. I think he maybe wanted to build a second, well, maybe a Roachborn or something, and just built a Baneling nest on accident. And we see the GG right there from hydropp, and gonna go into game 2 of 3.
All right. Well played.
Definitely.